She's my cool.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Scat, scat, scat. Skibbity, bibbity, bop, 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 scat, scat. Do, da, da, da.
Wildly Uninteresting podcast. Welcome back to the Wildly Uninteresting podcast, episode 82. 82. Can you believe it? It's 82.
This episode is dedicated to the genius of Paul Thomas Anderson.
No, it's not.
Thomas Anderson. Damn, that's surprising. I thought you were going to say it. What's that other guy that you like a lot? There
David
Will Be
Lynch.
Blood.
That's him.
Yeah, it's Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, never mind.
PTA, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to joke on you.
That's okay.
I'm just joking.
Joke on D's nuts.
I know. I couldn't come up with anything on the spot. That's why I was trying to roll it on.
Today is
Gotta
the
love it.
100th anniversary of Timothy Leary's birthday. Would-be birthday.
Oh, Timmy
Yeah.
Leary, baby.
Timmy
yeah.
Leary.
Timmy, little Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
man.
an asshole.
Yeah.
It's
I d-
okay.
No, he's not. I'm just saying because I used to confuse him with Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Oh.
Oh, Leo. Timothy Leary, as much as like, because we bought a book, man, that he wrote. And as much as I want to be on Timothy Leary's side for wanting to like turn the world on to psychedelics and shit,
Right.
it's right guy, right?
Right?
Yeah.
And he wants to turn the world on to psychedelics. There's a certain amount of psychedelics you do where you grasp a little bit of the beauty of life. You're like, okay, I kind of got the answers. I'm working on myself. I'm working on the world. I'm trying to be a better human through psychedelics. And then you cross this threshold where it's like,
You're just
all
a
right.
hippie.
yeah, now I'm fucking like too introspective, too out there, too whatever. And you get really weird. I got a buddy, man, that you can tell like
Buddy man.
the peyote, the like the
Buddy
fucking
man.
acid and shit has just worked far too much. Like you're
Yeah.
taking way too much. You know what I mean? But I'm cool with like the world that they wanted to turn everybody on. And then the guy who first we watched a documentary about him, but he was like the biggest. It was like the real life Walter White.
Yeah.
But it was for acid, LSD. And he just wanted to produce so
LSD
much.
trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to produce so much that he wanted the entire world to be dosed. And I mean, he did a hell of a
Bored
job.
with that.
Yeah, I guess he's the one that California Sunshine, is that what it was called?
Sure.
The
I don't
type of
remember.
acid it
Why are you
was.
looking at her?
I'm looking like both. I'm hitting your left eye and her left eye.
T-Boz.
T-Boss. But anyways,
T-Boss.
I think like,
Don't
I'm-
go chasing waterfalls.
is this what we're doing?
Please
Is this what we have
see
amounted
the
to?
rivers and the lakes that you
Is this what we have amounted
used
to?
to.
This is the
You
podcast
know
that we do
that
now.
Gonna have it. Show well, nothing at all.
Oh, shit.
I think
That's
for
what I get.
you.
Making fun of
too
you.
much ass.
But no, but doing
Yeah.
too much of like psychedelics or even smoking weed where you become like a burnout. I got another buddy that is also like everything. It's like almost one track at a certain point, man. And he's like so far out there that you'll never be on the same plane of existence. as
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to.
No.
Yeah.
I love that the ideal of like happiness and no cares and working on the field and like, camping and
Working on the field.
fucking rubbing trees. I'm cool with you doing that, but then you get real burnt out and weird, and it's like that's where the hippie comes, like the hippie word comes in
There's
for sure.
definitely a certain point when you're not relatable anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And
need to dial it back there, buddy.
yeah, Timothy Leary was definitely not relatable anymore. He was just fucking out there, which is fine. I mean, he was trying to do wonderful things for psychedelics. If only he had stayed alive, I guess he'd be older than dirt. But
Oh, if you could only stay alive, like that's rough.
can
to
you
say.
imagine him being 100 years old and still pushing to have psychedelics? Like,
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. though.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's
What am I on?
Terrance Mckenna and stuff like come up with the I Ching or whatever, like
Species.
whatever. Yeah, dude, that fucking he has like the voice that really gets to you, man. Fucking but I feel like him and his brother, maybe not his brother so much. I think his brother Dennis McKenna rode his coattails like I'm my brother's brother. Like
Yeah.
but That's when it comes to Terrance McKenna, I think he went like too far, like, you know, trying to solve world problems or mathematical equations through like psychedelic trips. Like they don't go hand in hand, bro.
They do.
You think
How
so?
else do you think those fuckers in the jungle got the cures for shit? You know, like they have their medical treatments and shit. It's like complex stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like, how did you get that? Oh, we tripped out on stuff, and the plants told us.
And the plants. So, see, that's like they talk about like the Icaros, the two plants like Mimosa hostilis and something else. I don't know what it is in the rainforest. Like there's multiple different plants that you
It's
can
fine.
mix.
This is the Wildly Uninteresting podcast. You don't have to know everything.
Right.
But when it comes to ayahuasca, they say that the forest told them, because both plants dwell on different sides of the jungle,
Yeah.
and they said that the fucking rainforest told them what to do, like where to get the
Yeah.
plants and how to mix them.
So I mean, there has to be something to that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Otherwise,
I mean,
it's just an astronomical coincidence, we'll say.
do you think
Yeah.
do you think it's that we have been so disconnected that we can't hear it anymore, but in reality the earth does talk to us?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's all living shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, just like cats and dogs can communicate, why the fuck can't we talk to plants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think, I've always thought that, like, do my cats, like, can they actually, like, talk? Are they actually talking, or are they not? Like, is it just animal instincts, where to go, what to do, and they're not really communicating? They're just like, oh, that's another cat. Like, they don't have thoughts. I've always thought, like,
Other than, well, that's another cat.
That's
No,
another
that's
cat.
food. My butthole.
oh,
Food,
my butt.
cat, poop.
No, but I've always thought that, like, how, because they don't speak, maybe cats have that mental connection with other animals. Like,
Yeah.
they know when one's dangerous or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, when one's friendly, when one's helpful, whatever.
I think with
I don't know.
creatures that have brains, it's a little bit different than like plants. I imagine it would be like vibration, perhaps, how they
Yeah.
communicate and stuff. But animals, I think,
The root systems.
That's
yeah.
how they,
I
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Their root system's connected with mycelium through other root systems.
Across
they
the
do,
whole
man.
fucking world.
They say it's like the internet, but for plants. Like, it's crazy to
Say,
think
like,
about.
instinct is just kind of strange, because like if you think the animals are just doing like what they do based on instinct and like programming and shit, like
Yeah.
where did that programming come from? Is it just trial and error, and then genetics are all
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Right.
this is how we operate now. What the fuck makes genetics conscious?
Yeah,
You know,
dude.
that's weird.
I like the theory that consciousness is like a characteristic of this planet.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that way on every planet or anything like that, but
this one in
like the
particular.
idea, yeah. Which I don't think there's no consciousness anywhere else. That
The
just seems
acid
fucking
mist
stupid.
clouds of like Saturn, are like, oh yeah, that mountain over there. Let's go erode that some bitch.
I think the real question then would be, if consciousness is a characteristic of Earth, does that mean that we can only see planets that also have consciousness as a characteristic, and other ones we cannot?
No.
You mean like actually literally figure,
Maybe.
like see them?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know.
because that would be based on a wavelength, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then it kind of, I was thinking like light waves and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Huh.
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Get
We'll never
Stephen
know.
Hawking's ghost on it if anybody
No
knows Stephen
shit.
Hawking's
I think
ghost.
anything like you say with like consciousness, I think falls in that category. The universe and like and it's what is it? The vastness of the universe, the universe in general. But things like that are and like religion and God and what happens after death. They're all like hypotheticals because really we don't. I think they're the things in life that you'll never know.
Yeah.
And as humans, we have to know, right? So everybody has their own ideal of what consciousness is, but that's the purest form of consciousness is thinking about consciousness, like what it is, what it could be. Like I'm consciousness thinking. Like
you can't
so
touch
weird.
the tip of the finger with the tip of the finger,
Right.
right?
It's
Or
the same
can
argument.
you?
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna say, under certain circumstances, maybe.
Maybe. That's right.
Depending.
Because all things are plausible.
Yeah.
With God, all things are possible. Write that down.
Yeah,
Right.
done. All right.
I'll make a T-shirt of it.
$1 million idea.
I think though that, and I love the fact, and I think it's beautiful that those things go unanswered, because you're not supposed to know until you know. So I think after death you find out all those things, right?
Yeah. What
Like
makes
it's finally
death so
answered.
special?
I feel like we go back to our infant, like before we were ever anything, we go back to that. So it's like once we return, it's like, so you get it now? Like I think the one power is like, do you get what it's all about? And
like
you're
when
still like, man, maybe.
Like you're practicing guitar and stuff for 3 days, and then you stop for 2 days, and then on the third day it all clicks.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you stepped away, now you know it.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe this was to teach us, like once we were back in that life, they were like, did you learn what you were supposed to as a human? You know what I mean? They don't ask that, like you just learned, and then you're back on that plane. Like this is like a test or I don't know, a trial. Like we have to go through this so that in that other plane of existence, they're like, oh, well, see, you did the human thing. Now let's do the super weird whatever thing.
Let's do the alien bear thing.
When I get back there, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be like, bro, fuck you for giving me like drug addiction. Like I'm going to be like, I had to fight that shit my entire life. Like I could have done anything else, but you made me a drug addict. Like I'm gonna choke out the one all-seeing consciousness. Like,
yes.
you get over here, you piece of
You
shit.
son of a bitch.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
Did that sound
He's
mean?
chasing it
Yeah.
around. Look at him. He's about to get got.
He's about to get got.
Oh, I'm gonna get you.
I don't know, dude. What was that line from Trump? Just so everybody knows
I
who
take
they're voting for.
full responsibility, but it wasn't my fault.
Let's break this down. I think this is the state of America, and especially like, you know how they're always like, oh, millennials. I think like that argument about millennials is fucking gay.
I think that indicates that the country wants to blame everybody.
Yeah.
And then Trump is being a bigger man. He's saying, look, you could blame me. I know you want somebody to blame.
That's definitely not what he's saying.
That's not.
I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
Uh,
Probably won't be wrong again.
Probably won't.
I've been wrong before.
Oh, shit.
But I wanted to break that down. Like I feel like a lot of people, like apprentices in the trades, they're like that. Like they fuck something up, but they're like, they don't take responsibility for it. They're just like, oh, well, my electrician, the master didn't, whatever, was supposed to check it or whatever.
Right.
Like somebody should be checking Trump's work because he's a fucking idiot.
Okay, well, it's like Jocko Willink, whenever he talks about his unit that he was in command of.
Yep.
It's like, even if he didn't do something, he's like,
It's
my squad.
Yeah.
It's my mistake.
See, but that if everybody was like that, instead of like, it's not my fault, or I didn't.
I take responsibility, but it's not my fault.
But it's not my fault. Yeah.
But then you see, that's just essentially Trump doing the same thing.
I guess so.
I mean, he's the commander in chief.
Yeah.
So it's like everything that happens, even if he didn't personally do it.
Yeah. I didn't start this, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're taking responsibility for something, it ends with I take full responsibility. Period.
Right.
It's like, not.
I'm
but.
sorry, but.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm
you're
not
just a dick at that point.
I'm not the
Could be
sole
better, but he
cause
is
of
an
this.
idiot, so
Yeah.
You could
let's give
say
him that.
I'm not the sole cause of this, but I will take responsibility for the state in which it's in.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
that sounds better.
Well, it's
maybe.
just a matter of like pure technicality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it just depends on.
I mean, it's not the best way necessarily, but it's better than. Yeah, I know everybody can see that I literally didn't do this,
Yeah.
but I did it.
But I did it.
You didn't do it? No, I did it.
In our trade as electricians, you were saying that Wilco got. I hope I'm saying that right. But anyways,
We'll see.
coming up in the trade as an apprentice, like if I fucked up, my master electrician, whoever
you
was
mean
on the job
Jocko?
site, yeah, Jocko, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time like I would fuck up, my master electrician would take the shit from the boss, and then my master electrician would have to teach me, right? So technically my mistake was my master electrician's mistake. Now I'm in that position, so anybody that works around me and that has worked around me,
Yeah.
I have to double check their work. That's why I told Sarah, I said, like, if I work alone, I'm quicker than if I'm with a helper because I don't have to check his work.
It's like when you're playing video games and you have the mission where you have to protect people.
Yeah.
You know, get this person to safety.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do
Him
that.
on your back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
No
fuck
man
that
left
shit.
behind.
But the whole idea of the master thing, it's like in Scrubs, whenever JD would fuck up, you know, Cox was responsible. Whenever he was still like,
When he was like in training,
Yeah.
like you're responsible for that. And then like it's even weird because like if you have two masters on a job site, right? Whoever, like they put in place whoever the person is. So even that master that's on the site, any of his mistakes are the job runner's mistakes. So it all just depends on who's in place, the leader. So I guess we appointed, not we, but America has appointed Trump as a leader. So he can openly say, all right, I'm not the sole cause of this.
Yeah.
But I'll take responsibility and I'll fix it, right? Because that's how the master would do it on the job. I'm going to fix this, stay late, do whatever I have to get it done because my fucking apprentice fucked it
I
up.
feel like that's like the responsible thing to do.
Right.
But I will fix this.
But I'm going to fix this.
Yeah. And that's what is lacking in this statement.
Yeah.
Is the I will do whatever I have to make it
To
right.
fix it. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Well, I mean, I could see making the argument for that, but given certain circumstances, it just seems like you would be saying it just to say it.
Yeah.
Like, can't things just be implied instead of people making a stink about things? Like, he didn't literally say this.
say it.
He didn't explicitly mention that he would do this. It's like, just cut the guy a break.
Aren't we in a world, though, that don't cut breaks for it? Like, it seems like if you don't fucking say it, put it in writing, do it, whatever, like, it's not implied. Like, you can say sorry, but if you didn't say it on CNN, like, on a certain time frame so that the whole world was able to watch it or whatever, or a certain time, yeah. Like,
I mean,
they're not going to...
it is like an inevitable side effect in a world full of hucksters.
Right.
But, you know, you cut people a little slack.
I really
But at the
feel
same
like
time, I
Most
mean,
people
you
don't.
know, fuck some people.
Yeah.
Say things because without an explicit, like, I don't want to say promise, but, you know, a statement
Yeah.
in one way. And it's like, oh, they could weasel out of it. Like, there needs to be a
and
responsibility and accountability and all that shit. But, you know, to demand explicit things all the time, it's like, that's just tedious.
No, I agree with that completely. I also think that
But fuck Trump.
right.
You.
I feel like it's situational. So with the seriousness of, you know, lives, I feel like you should do better. But, you know, like if he parked the car, got drunk, forgot where he parked it, went home and just left it and was like talking to whoever owned the car and was like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Okay, it's implied you're going to get it, in my opinion anyway. You're going to get it. Yeah.
What if
and that's okay, but when it comes to lives, you need to be fucking specific with
I
what
think-
you're doing.
Well, I mean, even with that, it's like each state is responsible for handling it its own way. He's not being a good leader,
No.
but the people that run the states are the ones that are truly fucking up.
But if you can
Oh.
say that he's not a good leader, what if like we could honestly hold the president accountable for not following through with what he said? Like if we were given that power, like we're supposed to have.
that would imply that it's a dictatorship and that the House and Senate have nothing to do with what actually happens.
Right.
Considering
that-
there are so
that
many
he's
checks
the
and
one.
balances in the thing, he can make all the promises he wants.
Right.
But if it don't
But,
fly,
Yeah,
it don't.
doesn't matter.
So-
There's so much approval you have to get from other people.
I think
Yeah.
too, there would be a lot of stuff that's like retroactive. So like in this situation, like would he be punished for not having taken,
Put him in the corner.
yeah, put him in the corner for sure,
Yeah,
but
he
for
gets put in
not
the corner.
doing what he was supposed to do, you know, in January,
Right.
for not doing anything
That's what I'm
about
saying.
it.
Like
well,
they
I mean,
should.
there is the idea that he shut down like travel from China like in January, and everybody called him a racist because he was like, fuck China. But it turns out in retrospect, that was probably a good decision.
Absolutely.
And if people would just stop wanting to call him a racist all the time and think, maybe he is thinking about some things.
Yeah.
Whatever, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
But that's why they make such a stink, and they make a reality TV show about the president at this point, is because they don't want you to see the House of Representatives, who's in House, who's in Senate. That way, like, Trump can say like you said, he can say whatever he wants to do. Any president say whatever they want to do, but when they get in there, they can't, because the Senate and shit and the House don't let it go through. They're like, no, never gonna happen, right? So I can say anything. It's like Bill Clinton wanting all the secrets of like who killed JFK and shit.
Yeah.
Like, of course he's not going to, because the people who are above him, like that put him in place, aren't gonna let that happen.
Right.
Well, I mean, even if we take the idea of the shadow government out of it, it's still just way too much shit going on.
Yeah.
That's why it seems
that's
silly
insane.
to
So much
to be concerned really with any president getting into office.
Right.
So when people have said for many years, where they're like, oh, it doesn't even matter who gets elected. They're all the same. Two puppets, same person.
Right.
But then...
That's how I've always
like,
thought about it. Like, it doesn't matter.
I don't know, the conservatives were all like, Obama's the worst president we've ever had. And all the liberals are like, oh, Trump's the worst president we've ever had since Bush.
Yeah, we're always going to have a worse I don't think it just depends on who you talk to on what day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's happy with certain things. Like, some people were backing Trump in the very beginning, and then you get down the line, it's like, fuck that. Like, and then now people want him out so bad that wanted him in before, because they're like, he's the worst president ever. What did we do? Like, were we all drunk when we went to the polls? Like,
yeah.
But that's, like you said, the two puppet thing. I kind of agree with that, because when you look at like Biden, and then you look at Trump, it's just like, where do you go? Like, what do you do when you don't like the two? Like, as Americans, like, what are you supposed to do other than write somebody in? It doesn't matter.
The idea, I just hate it when people talk down about like voting for a third party. Everybody's like, oh, it takes away a vote from whatever, it gives it to whoever. Right. But then they also say your vote doesn't matter if you vote a third party, you're throwing it away. So it's like the most important thing in the world, but it's also worthless.
Yeah, it's only important if you vote for one of the two.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's like whoever you want somebody to vote for, a third party vote is going to go for the other guy.
So let me pose a question for that.
Do it.
So, okay, you have a Republican and a Democrat, right? As the front runners. Right. And then you have these other people on the ballot. Are they all like independent, liberal? Like, can there only be one in each category?
No.
So if I get like a third party Republican, right, because I didn't like the front runner Republican, and I vote for that person, and I'm the only one who voted, will they count my vote just as Republican and not for him in the end?
I feel like since it's a matter, I don't know the actual reality of this. I think though, since like with the idea of Republican, since it's like a major party, they have like their own little committee. So if you're going to run as a Republican, you have to get the nomination. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's how it is.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you want to run as an independent, I want to run as an independent, she wants to run as an independent, then cool. But I'm just thinking like if you vote like a straight Republican ticket, then
it's going to go.
It's like, ooh, how are you going to vote for two of the Republican presidential nominees? No, you didn't get the stamp.
Just whoever's the front runner Republican, they get your vote. That's it. That's what. Okay. See, and all that, like, that's why I don't even care to fuck it. Like, it just, I don't know. But we won't live in a utopian society. There's no way to just be like, well, let's not have any presidents or any House of Representatives. That's like saying, let's have no law enforcement. Like, we have to have some sort of code, of moral code within the community. And we can, like, not pick and choose so much as, like, just say, like, morally speaking, like, don't be racist. don't be a feminist. Like, if you're going to be a cop, don't be, you know what I mean?
A feminist.
Don't, you have to be unbiased, the most unbiased person ever. Like, that's who they should have tests for that. You have to be completely.
To a degree, but I mean, it's like if you have a choice between saving the life of like a surgeon and a crackhead, you have to have some bias. Because saving the surgeon is a little more valuable to society than saving the crackhead.
Right.
Otherwise, 50% of the time you're going to save the crackhead. And that miracle worker surgeon's going to die.
Well, and by saving the surgeon, you're saving more people inevitably.
Indeed. Technically, where bias is cool sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it's so hard. That's why I always say everything. I don't care if it's the smallest little fucking decision of your day. Nothing is black and white. It all has.
That's not true at all. Blue drink is always better than not blue drink.
What about red?
But why?
Red's cool sometimes, but it's got nothing on blue.
Always good.
That's only.
Oh man, and then it became political. I like blue drink. Why I like red drink?
Yeah.
I like green drink.
That's the only.
Green.
Green drink.
That argument only flies though.
You want the microphone?
Yeah.
Talking to the microphone, baby.
That argument only flies though if there's only a blue and red drink. Like, so if there's more drinks, then that it's still not black and white.
And then I came up with an illustration the other day that I think might help illustrate to more people why it's not stupid, or why it's at least reasonable to vote for a third party. It's like, imagine you're going out to dinner with 10 of your friends.
Okay.
And it's like you have 3 options for what you're going to eat. You're going to eat like broccoli casserole, a bloomin' onion, or your favorite food. And everybody's going to vote.
Okay.
But you already have it made up in your mind that everybody's going to vote this way.
Yep.
So you don't really care about broccoli casserole or a bloomin' onion. You want tacos.
Oh, tacos.
Are you going to vote for tacos because that's what you passionately want? Or are you just going to give in and vote for broccoli casserole because that's what's going to happen?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
No,
are you just going to give in on your favorite food? No, you're going to say, motherfucker, I want tacos.
Yeah.
But people just roll over and lie down politically. Oh, I don't want to.
That's a good one.
I don't want to throw my vote away. Vote for who you're passionate about, you stupid bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so like if it goes down, but that's the shitty thing too. I guarantee you, people are like, people that voted for Obama, like he wasn't. I always liked him, but when you get to reading, like he did some terrible shit, just like everybody else did.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah, and it's like, so when you vote for that person, like, yeah, we got a good one in there, and then like 2 years later, America's crashing and shit. I bet you, I don't want to have that guilt on my shoulders either. So. Not only do I not want to vote because I don't think it fucking matters which guy you vote for or girl, but in the end, like they could fuck shit up just as much as the next person, and I don't want to feel guilty for that. So I'll just let you all do it. That way, come like a good outcome or a bad outcome, I can just be like, I could root for you or against you. Told you. You know what I mean? Like, yep, that's who I was going to vote for. Or, man, you shouldn't have voted for him.
Yeah. Man, y'all fucked up.
Be that piece of shit guy. But I don't know, dude. That's like they're turning this farmland down the road into, I think we talked about this before, but I'm going to bring up this chick that the traffic was bad. I take a picture. They're going to turn this farmland into like a housing thing, like 800 new homes out here and shit. And the roads are always fucked up. So I take a picture of all the traffic on the road and I post it to like our community's Facebook. And I'm just like, yeah, 800 more homes out here, or like 1,600, aren't going to make this any worse, right? And then I go down and of course there's this fucking platinum blonde, bougie bitch of a whore in the bottom in the comments, and she was like, it had nothing to do with the traffic or the homes. She was like, this place has been so unwelcoming since I've been out here, and she was like, and I'm Bosnian, so I'm really not liked. I'm like, what in my thing? And I didn't comment back, but I was like, what in my fucking thing warranted you to say that you're Bosnian, that that you're unwanted here and shit? I was talking about traffic, bitch. Not
no shit.
And housing, like nothing that had anything to do with that. But you could tell by her pictures and shit. Like she was like born and raised in America. She's still Bosnian. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I don't trust
But you wouldn't be able to tell.
Bosnians.
Well, and
The ones I've met, Jesus, dude, they're like gypsies.
she looks like a white girl. So unless she's going around telling everybody
Like,
I'm Bosnian, nobody knows that.
Dude, you know
Bosnian.
she is, though. She's like, I'm Bosnian. If you didn't know, I'm Bosnian.
Yeah.
Hi.
They're like
Don't hate.
vegans or people that do that one stupid ass workout that people do.
CrossFit.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. dude.
Got you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Got you.
But they want you to know too, and then they got the sticker on the back of the window. They're like, I do. You'll be like talking about playing music or some shit, or like walking the dog, and they'll be like, yo, but I do CrossFit, so walking the dog's so easy for me. Because what warranted this?
So the only people out there worse than Nazis are Bosnian. CrossFit vegans.
Bougie. Fuck, I couldn't get it out. Bougie bitches.
Yeah.
There you go. It would have been better if I didn't stutter. No, but so she said that like so I wanted out here, and then there was another person in the comments. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I think that if you're gonna build the housing unit, I think you have to take care of the initial issue, which is like build a bigger road, because we already have like, dude, traffic in the afternoon and the morning is so backed up that you'll be there. Like it takes me, longer to get home from in town than it does like going all the way to Indiana and back, because I'm just sitting there the entire time.
Right.
Anyways, there was somebody else in the comments that was like, the world is growing, so you can either get on the ship or get off. And I'm like, okay.
Are we talking about Pangea now?
Yeah. I was just like, what is it? I was like, okay, the world is growing, but let's face it. We could use another like couple hundred mass shootings because of the growing world that keeps wrecking the fucking world that we're living in.
But if you think about it, a couple hundred mass shootings
Ain't gonna do
still
shit.
it's like when you get the $1,200 stimulus check and you realize that you're still fucked.
Still fucked.
Yeah.
Still ain't got no money in the bank.
Yeah.
Look,
like
what
it
if you had
seems nice.
a day a year where in each city in America, right, we had a day and it was National Mass Shooter Day. They can go out, one guy, you can't, or a girl.
One guy.
You can't.
So it's like a combination of the purge and like
Yeah.
the lottery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you have to appoint the guy like the week of, right? So who's the craziest like wild card in the city, right?
Yes.
People put in their applications. And then that person goes and like for a day can go on a rampage, right? And you either protect yourself or not. And he just does a mass shooting. And me and Sarah talked about it. I'm like, even if he took out millions, dude, millions are born every day. Like, what? How the fuck? Like, it's not going to do, even once a year wouldn't
He
make a
took
big
out
change.
the state of Nebraska,
Yeah.
and just like that, it was repopulated.
Yeah, but the state of Texas was reborn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, born. While he took out Nebraska, the population of Texas was born. Like, fuck me.
That's why you have to be preventative rather than like reactive. So that's why for people who want to have babies, there should be a test. You should have to have a certain level of financial stability.
Yeah.
You should only be allowed to have so many people. And if you don't pass this test with above a C, C, B, A. That's it. You don't get
C's
to have
get babies.
Yes, you don't get to have a baby. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think
you
only
can-
A pluses should get.
And it's
the
like
baby.
it's your
I like
it's
that.
your right to pop that baby out. But they were just gonna snatch it up and shoot it in the face.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do it if you want, but we're gonna use it as target practice.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
And you can take the test twice in your life.
no, fuck that.
Yeah, you get
Twice?
once
Okay.
you fuck up. Okay, well maybe you had a really bad day.
Yeah.
The day you're supposed to go take your pregnancy test.
That's
Well, that's on them.
in school for being an electrician, man. I was like a 95 student, like I was trying to compete with the guy that was above me at my company. And anyway, somebody looked at me and they were like, would you honestly want like a C- electrician in your house? I was like, fuck no. I'd want like the A+ guy in my house working on my shit, right? So in my opinion, it wouldn't be that no child left behind bullshit. If you don't pass with like a 95 or above, you don't get a fucking baby.
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
I can
retarded.
accept that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just joking.
I'm cool
They're not
with it.
retarded.
I don't care.
I'd accept B's and A's.
Fuck them. I'm tired of making the population stupid and spreading bad genes.
I know, dude.
And I guess really though, when it comes down to it, because the test to determine if you can have a child is going to be like common sense, keeping people alive, like
financial stability.
Yeah, like questions like that. So really, you should get an A.
You should get like
unless
A+.
you're a fucking idiot.
Can you perform an emergency trach?
Yeah.
Ooh, I can. I think I can.
Oh, no,
I graduated from Grey's Anatomy. I am a
Yeah.
fucking honorary
She's a doctor, probably. Yeah, at this point. No, but that's what I'm so on that. Or like have like a 10-year period where nobody's allowed to procreate. 10 years, no procreating for 10 years. Like I know that sounds like fucked up, but
I like it.
But it is what it is, man. And like you said, the badge. You walk around Walmart for like 10 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes. You look at the fucking genetics that walk around there, and I'm not saying like I'm Brad Pitt or some fucking. I'm just as trashy as the next person probably, but I look at the people in there and I'm just like, my God, dude, we are headed for hell, dude. This is like that. That's it, because all these people have like 3 or 4 kids. Like the dumb ones, the dumb bad genetic motherfuckers
God, they have 8.
They'll have like 12 kids running around, when the smart people, the surgeons, the fucking the engineers and shit, they'll have 1 and raise that 1 fantastic.
Yeah.
2 if they're trying to have the boy-girl combo.
Just think how weird it would be if it was a world full of successful, bright people.
Yeah.
It would just be a bunch of depressed people that can't get work anywhere because
Nobody
everybody's overqualified.
I really like the
Nobody there to
idea
pack Amazon packages.
of only having 2 tops. I feel like 1 is sufficient, but 2 tops, because really,
I think one's
if you have 8 kids,
yeah,
how well can you really raise 8
kids.
children?
Yeah.
How
No,
can
you're
you
right.
keep your eye on them, know what's going on, make
Leashes.
sure they're right, dude.
Bunch of leashes.
Make sure they're like in good schools, doing their homework, like learning and being moral and values. Like you cannot put that into 8 children sufficiently.
No.
I promise.
No. What's that that show that lady had like 12 of them or some shit?
Is the Octomom is who that
That's
bitch
who I'm
was.
thinking of, yeah.
But
Octomom, not 12.
that one was like 16 kids and counting or something like
Yeah.
that. The
And
Duggard family, they had a lot of motherfucking children.
And for like Trump or any president to be like, we're Christian, we don't believe in abortion, like fuck, get the fuck out of it. And so many people base their vote on religious like standpoint, and a lot of their stuff is even if they're not religious and they say like, oh, I don't agree with abortion, or I want it, or pro-abortion or anti-abortion, like people base their decision on that. Well, that's still kind of a religious vote, because in my opinion, like, dude, that you independently, it's your choice whether or not you want that kid or not.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, it's not only like, okay, say even let's take rape off the table, because I think in rape, and if you conceive during rape, you should definitely have the choice to fucking abort that bitch, right?
You should also have the choice to murder the person who did it.
Yeah, but say it's your money that you're spending on the abortion. You're going to the doctor, putting him or her to work to do the abortion. He's making money, or she's making money off it, whatever. So it's not harming anybody. And if you made this decision not to wear a condom or have any protection, have the kid and then get it aborted, like that doesn't affect nobody else.
Right.
And it should be nobody else's decision, or even business for that matter. Like it shouldn't be your business. Fuck you. I'll stick a coat hanger up there and take them out myself.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
But you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like even when you base it on like no abortion or that, or even other things that are like pseudo religious, that people base it off of, I think that's headed in a bad direction. And the people that they'll have like 12 kids because their religion don't believe in like contraception. Right. Like, dude, you're killing the mom, for one. Like, you're depleting the shit out of her. And then you're adding all this nonsense to the world. These bad genetics. Because by the 12th one, trust me, the chromosomes are missing.
Yes.
Like, trust that. Like, they're not going to make it very
like
far.
Limp and like
one
pieces
eye
are breaking
twitching.
off.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like 1 to 2, like, maximum. Just like they do. I think, is it China or Japan that allow you to only have like a boy and a girl, Like, so they put a limit on it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yes, we should do that. Like, if you don't believe that, you're a fucking idiot. Like,
well, and look,
we have too many people anyways. My fault.
They didn't put a limit until their shit was already out of control, too. So, yeah, let's not be proactive. Because we don't want to step on people's rights. Like,
It's like, I'm $2 million in debt. Now I have a budget.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll eventually work itself out. But my God, if you had just budgeted from the get-go, you'd be fine.
Yeah. And a lot of that, too, I mean, you have moms that'll do that. You know, we have talked about it before, patients in a certain, like, place. You know, the girl had like 4 kids. They all got taken from her, and then the state allows her to have another kid. Taken. No,
it's not
taken.
Taken. You're a dick.
Taken, dick. I was gonna follow you too. Look, I'm a yes man. For sure.
Yeah. Well,
But
you're not a yes man. You're like, oh wait,
yeah, something's wrong here.
I'll say it, but that's wrong.
Yes.
But yeah, and then they allow like that girl should have been, in my opinion, sterilized.
Yeah.
Because not only are you a drug addict that has tried to recover, how many times? Like a million at this point.
Probably about as many kids as she's got times 10.
You lose 4 kids they were taken from
million.
you
Yes.
because you were so terrible at being a mom. They allow you to have another one because they didn't tie your tubes.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably, if statistics tell us anything, you're probably going to lose that one. If not losing it, you're going to give it a terrible way of life. It's going to turn into a terrible thing. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so, I just feel like people need to, like, their feelings need to be, like, we need to say fuck people's feelings because the world needs a break. Like, we got to fucking lay off the world, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to out us if we don't hurry up and do something.
Yeah. If you're looking at the bigger picture, I mean, is it really, if you're running a society, is running it with emotion the way to go?
No.
No. If you're running a business, would you run it off emotion?
No.
Someone, I can't afford this, but I really, really need it. Like, I can understand doing that sometimes. Just like, okay, well, I'll just do this work for free because I want to help you.
Every now and then, dude.
But to everybody, because they can't afford it, you can't do that or you'd never survive.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And we're probably like the most relaxed on that. Like, dude, I will go above and beyond far from what you pay for. Like, it's in anything I do. Like, far above like what I promised or whatever, I'll try to do a little more, right? And I just feel like we need to take the feeling out of any decision that we make. Like, it's hard for me to do that, and I understand that, like, for a big majority of people, it's super hard.
I also feel like it's probably impossible because the idea of taking emotion out of decisions seems to come from a place of frustration.
Right. Of emotion.
Yeah. But if everybody approached it with like that cool head, just like super, super neutral, just like, I'm gonna, like, just the coolest motherfucker alive, just like, I'm gonna make this decision to kill 10 million people. It ain't nothing. It has to be done. Somebody's got to do it. It's me.
It's me.
Did you see how cool and calm I was? I was unbiased. Did you see it?
I was unbiased.
It seems like you were just quietly excited about it.
Yeah, I was super. There was a little guy in here
I'll do
super
it.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm fucking down, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to,
But no, it
Yeah,
really
that
tore
was
me up,
dope.
that post about like the traffic and just basing it off that, and then them telling me like the world's growing up. Like, so you're replacing farmland with all this concrete, all this other stuff. Like, you could
Like,
you
we
could turn it
still
into a
need
community
farms.
farm.
Yeah.
Like, you could
It's a
turn it
beautiful
into,
idea.
you know what I mean? Like, and that would supply like food to the farmers market and shit. Like, a lot of people move to this area for that you have a little bit of rural, and then you have a
hate
little
that
bit of
word.
the. I know I can't say it.
Dumbass word.
And then you have a little bit of the city, like a little town. Like, you have it. We move for that feeling, right? So if you put a bunch of, like, what do you call those? Like cul-de-sacs or what the fuck are they? They're communities.
Yeah.
That are like packed
Suburbs.
in. Suburbs.
Yeah.
We didn't move out here for the suburbs, and for you to be like, oh, well, the world is growing up, and you need to grow with it. Like, go fuck yourself, for one.
Yeah.
Like, we could turn that, like, we need farmland. You need land. You need, like, let's plant just a shitload of trees on the land would be better than all these fucking homes and then like all these retarded people are going to move out. Not saying they're all going to be retarded. I'm sure maybe one, but then you invite crime. You invite more like trash disposal where it shouldn't be. Like
then you've got more pollution from all the cars.
That's the word I was looking for.
The trash pickup, like all of it. There's so much more pollution.
Yeah. And we have
terrible.
like we pick out a shitload of trash out of the ditch, like every time we go to mow the grass, right? Yeah. We clean it out, and I just think about 800 more homes, 1,600 more homes, all those people's kids, like people, they don't fucking care. Like, so they just throw their shit. So that's more trash that you're going to get. That's more crime that's invited. Not saying that people that move out are going to be criminals. I'm just saying that statistically there's going to be more crime, more people, more crime.
So you're saying they're sending you their rapists and their murderers?
I hope not, because our gun's always loaded.
Right.
Got a bullet for your name. Bullet with your name.
Got a bullet for your fucking name.
For your name.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. I know that's a nihilistic way of like looking at the world. And there's some days that I can find the negative in pretty much everything. But just walking into Walmart today, I was just dumbfounded in the self-centeredness too. Like nobody's courteous to the person next to them, or just really with anything, dude. It's me. And in the, like, you have to step outside of yourself and see the bigger picture. Like, every decision you make it based on your entire family and then their loved ones, right? So you're making bigger choices. Like, is this choice good for the betterment of everybody? Because if it's not, I don't need to be doing it, right?
Yeah, sounds like an office space. Whenever you make a decision, think, is this good for the company?
Yeah.
But, it's a fine line to walk between what's good for society and then just say, fuck them.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you say fuck them, then you're just like them. Like, and then you can't complain about them like I do.
But is it just like them?
I don't know.
Because if it's just like them, then wouldn't society already have fallen apart?
I think it's slowly eroding away, man. And I think too the bad part about so just on the lines of like the president and them making choices, and people think that like our voice matters. So it was so funny. They issued this thing like 5 days before, like they put this sign up saying that it's been what is it called when they class the land or whatever. Rezone the land, right? So they rezone it, and then people are in an uproar where the fucking city put out this 5 days before the meeting was in town hall. They were like, oh, you can come and voice your opinions and we can like vote on it and stuff. Within that 5 days before the fifth day, I seen what do they call them? When they surveyor. They were surveying the land within like 2 days after that post. So they had already made the decision. They were just patronizing you, telling you like, you can come
letting
and
you think
can
that
vote.
You've got a say.
Yeah, because then they're going to go and be like, oh, well, the votes, they leaned a lot towards like, don't do it, but the majority was do it. Like, how do you know? You don't know any better.
Well, I mean, I think they leave it open. I mean, they're dicks, but they leave it open just in case somebody has some catastrophic information to bring forward. Yeah. Like, hey, you didn't think about the fact that this is on an Indian burial ground.
Right.
We're all doomed if you do this. Oh, shit. We didn't even think about that.
There's a vast portion of that land that they're going to do it on, though, that it gets flooded. Like when there's a lot of rain, it just stands on there for like a week or 2 weeks after the rain.
Flooded Indian burial ground.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can't wait. I hope that's the first home that gets built. First two are right there, and they're just standing water in their fucking basements. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm all good with the world growing up and like things progressing, but if they progress in a detrimental way, that's not good growth. Like, all growth isn't good growth. Right. Like, you just can't throw more people into the mix and being like, okay, well, with more people come more ideals. That's not how it works. Like, we have to use the resources we have. That's like a poor man trying to grow crops, right? I might not have the money for the best material, but I better make do with what I got, or I'm not going to eat this winter. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to make do with what you have before you throw more things in the mix, right? Because you have to be more versatile than just being like, let's just throw people at it. That's not going to work now.
But what about the idea that, like creatively or like with parenting, where it's like you're never actually ready
to be a parent?
Yeah, so you just need to just dive in
and just
go.
Yeah.
And make it work. Because, if we think, oh, we can't expand society yet, we're not ready. Yeah. We're never going to be ready. There are far too many shitty people.
Right.
So, you got to grow up. Just keep going. Don't ever stop.
I think about that when I'm doing work, right? I hop in. I don't think, I think about it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Like, it's a quick thought. And I'm just like, I dive in, even if I have questions. I'm like, I'll figure it out while I'm going. Because I know that if I completely fuck it up, I can just take it back down and I'll redo it. Now that I'm on my own time, my own company, I would fucking do that. Like, right? But when you're talking about globally in the world, we can't fuck this up. Like, if we do, we're going to wind up like the Egyptians or the dinosaurs or whatever. Like, we're going to be extinct. Like, that's a possibility for us. Like, I think people forget that just because we haven't been extinct doesn't mean we can't be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, everybody's going to die. So who gives a shit about extinction?
How do you want to die? I want to die like peacefully, bro. I don't want to die in like a burning inferno in a bubble, in an entrapment. Being all the while having taxes being pulled out of my asshole by the government. Like, I know you're fucking burning, but we got to get them taxes. Like, I think that's the weirdest thing, man. Like, even in the time like pandemic and shit, they raised like property taxes and they fucking still wanted their money and shit. Like, there is no comfort for the weak man. Like, if you fucking ain't got it, like, fuck you, dude. Like, we're still going to get them taxes. And then, okay, if you can't pay us, we're going to put them on the books. That way, the minute you get money, we're getting all of it. Like, you piece of shit. But I don't know, dude. I think it's wicked. We had to take the cat to the doctor today, right?
Yeah.
And it was... let's just say, like, they wanted more money than, like, we've spent on our health in the last year. But I thought about that. I told Sarah, I said, like, if I had a kid, right, at least with the cat, like, I can talk to Sarah and be like, fucking, can you believe this money, right? Fuck that cat. And just saying it because I'm, like, angry at the price. But if I had a kid and that kid had, like, surgery or some shit and he was in the back seat or she was in the back seat and I'm sitting there to Sarah, like, man, fuck that kid. We can just put him down or something. Like, that kid knows that. Like, he can hear that. You know how fucking mad I can't just put down a kid.
So just learn to say it in Japanese.
That way you just don't know.
Have kids.
No, that's what I'm saying. I told you I was
Sell them to Japan.
super excited that we made the choice not to have kids because I was like, I couldn't imagine paying like triple or quadruple that for a kid.
Yeah.
You know how mad I'd be? Like, I was super good mad with just me and you. Why'd we have to add this motherfucker?
Right. Seriously.
That way, whenever you guys are old and dying, they'll take care of you.
Bullshit.
No.
If you're lucky.
Or maybe they'll put you down quickly. And they'll be like, oh, I can't afford the bills on this guy. I'm going to kill him.
I don't want to have a kid just because maybe one day I won't be able to take care of myself and the kid might be humane and put me out of my misery. I can do that myself.
True.
If you're
not if you want to get into heaven. I hope you like
I don't
hell.
believe that, so.
Well, it doesn't matter.
So I'm good.
No,
I don't believe in ghosts. They'll still gut you.
But they're real, so you should.
The no having a
see how that works.
The no having a kid thing, man, was it's one of those bad, like, those choices you got to make. Like, I think for most people, a lot of people, I won't say most people, a lot of people really, they get the thought like, I don't fucking want that responsibility. But then it plays in their head like, man, what if I'm going to be alone when I get old? What if one day I do? Oh, my family really, really want me to, and I'm going to let them down. And so I really think a lot of times, like, a lot of parents that I talk to and that are friends or they're newly parents, or even like 5-6 years in, dude, you can just see the regret on their face. And the only thing that keeps them going is they're like, it was such a whatever, like a unexpected blessing, like, and they like spin it to make their fucking detriment some magical fucking like awe experience. Like, I didn't know how happy I could be with a kid, all the while thinking about like strangling them.
I mean, it's like every other unpleasant aspect of life.
Yeah,
I learned a lot during that terrible time in my life when everyone I loved abandoned me and I lost my job. I'm a stronger person now, just like this little life-sucking
but yeah,
child.
if you can avoid
if you could avoid that,
most people would say,
Hopefully
I'm
would.
going to avoid this bad situation, even though it might help me grow. Like,
fuck
I'll
it.
avoid this. But,
But that kid, dude, that's a
No.
choice that you made.
Whatever. Nobody on this planet has a choice of having a kid.
Yes, they do.
No. Because if
You're wrong.
if you are fated to have a child by God
Oh,
in His divine
shit.
plan for you,
What?
He will
Okay.
just come down
You're
and
not a
put one
part
in
of
you.
this anymore.
No.
Just come down and put one in you.
Yeah, just
He's
like
gonna put one
just
in
like
you.
He did to Mary.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah,
is
I
safe
forgot
from that
about
motherfucker.
That hoe bag had it coming, and you know it.
You think the world isn't full of bigger hoe bags now?
Yeah, but I'm not a hoe bag. Not
Immaculate conception, dude. What if
Well,
Mary?
I mean, he made you barren, so you'll
What
be
if
fine.
Mary was
Yeah.
fucking like Robert down the street, dude, and like she was like, "Yo, what is it, Mary and Joseph? Oh yeah, Joe, look, check it out, bro. Somebody came to me in a dream last night, and they said I was gonna have a baby. I don't believe them, but I think it's gonna happen, right? But she was just fucking Robert, dude. She knew.
Yeah.
She fucking knew.
She knew.
And in all this storytelling and shit, like this dude believed it. The thing
All
that we
because
should
they
question,
couldn't just
not the Immaculate Conception, but Joseph's believability, like his gullibility,
Yep.
gullibility, right?
Gullible.
He's so fucking gullible. He
Gullible.
believed that shit. And Robert's coming by the house every fucking Sunday, getting a meal and shit, and just like he's fucking her, his wife
all
and
because
stuff.
they didn't have Maury back in the day.
Yeah,
You ever thought
I've been
that
solved.
immaculate is just a mistranslation?
Yeah,
Instead of
absolutely.
like,
Oh.
it's a miracle. It's like immaculate. It just means like
Cheating.
from
From a
cheating
different
from
dude.
down the street.
Yeah, cheat from down the street.
Hell yeah.
Another T-shirt. I'm the cheat from down the street. Yeah, no, it always makes you wonder. Like, I don't wonder. I think that, like you said, the whole book is a bunch of fictional stories. Like, it's not. There's no question in my mind. It was a very good book to write. Like, and the only thing that I see, like, you think about all the time that there was before Jesus and all that shit, like thousands and millions of
Millions,
years.
yeah.
Millions of years before that. Like, the oldest known was the Anunnaki, but who's to say that's real? Somebody probably made up a really good fucking story and was like, yo, this is real.
Yeah.
Mormons believe that religion. Like, they believe that
Oh,
that
isn't
dude.
that crazy?
People believe that.
Yeah.
People believe in Scientology. Like, there's shit. You can make a human believe some outlandish shit, and they'll fucking believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like, and visually right in front of them, it's completely different, but they'll believe what you say. It
Wow.
blows me away. And you think about that. They're just a big cult. Like,
I just don't know how much anybody really believes anything.
religion.
I mean, I get what you're
anything.
saying, and I mostly agree with you. But, whenever people say they believe in stuff, like take Christians, for example. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but they probably don't. I
You
feel
think
like
it's
there's
more
like
like
way
they're-
too much doubt for them because, if they did,
There's doubt
they wouldn't
everywhere.
be shitty.
Right?
They say, my
yeah.
day of judgment's coming. I'm going to stop being a fuckface.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
No.
you're not going to because you don't believe what you say you believe.
Well, and then you got to look at it that they put that in the book. They were like, we're going to be pieces of shit. So let's just say that, like, he died for our sins, right? And we are all sinners. We
So
can
we're
sin if
all
we want.
good.
We're all good. Just make sure you repent almost every single minute of every day, because if you don't, you're going to go to hell. But, like, if you repent, you go to heaven, right? But you pretty much have to be on that. Like, every time you do something in the day, like, I'm repenting right now. Like,
Isn't
Don't
it
take me
really,
right
though,
now.
at the end of the day, isn't it what's really in your heart and your intention.
I think.
So
I could
even
agree with
if
that.
you're a piece of shit, if you're like, no, I'm just kidding. Jesus is
Yeah.
my savior. Like, really, God knows.
Oh,
He's
like
like Santa.
Groundhog Day, yo.
And even if it's not like a personified God, it's just like the general idea, like of the ideal.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Huh.
can see the energy that you were putting off, and it is negative. I hear the words saying that you're kind and caring,
Yeah.
but your energy is black. And it's fucking black. You
I
are
can't have
evil.
that. You're evil.
Yeah.
You just put on a play this entire time, but you ain't fooling the all holy God that I am.
That's right.
You go to hell.
You go to hell.
Go to hell.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but I think that's like a I don't know, man. I think, like you said though, I think people base their faith too off of just, oh, my parents believed in it. Like, I think a lot of people sat in the pews, not believing.
Yeah.
Lawsuit aims to ban menthols, big tobacco's bait for black smokers.
Right?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder.
It's such
I've always
a
been
racist title.
Yeah, I've always been told that
Title.
menthol, putting
Definitely
menthol in the cigarette and
stereotyping.
smoking that
I mean, poor
was
white
like
people like them too.
terrible
Yeah.
for you, right?
Oh, yeah.
But maybe they did that and then marketed it to black people to further like hold them down and like to kill
Hold
them
them
off. Like,
down.
not
Yeah.
hold them all down, but kill them off. And it makes you wonder. Like, I've never smoked them. I've smoked like one or two and it about fucking like killed my lungs.
I used to smoke Newport Reds.
Reds, yeah.
Yeah.
Their breath stinks. How do we fix that?
Give them
their,
a mint.
Yeah, make their cigarettes smell good.
That's awesome.
So a black girl told me one time, she was like, all white people that get rained on smell like wet dog. And I was like, I can see that kind of be true.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. But what do all black people smell like when they get rained
What
on?
do Mexicans smell like?
Yeah, like
Churros.
like a wet churro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like wet, churro.
Soggy.
Soggy wet.
You
churro.
smell soggy. I'm going to need you
What
to
does a
go.
Jew smell like when he gets rained on?
Ash.
Wet money.
Oh, wet money.
Wet money.
Smells like the banks
The banks.
of the
Flooded
Wabash
banks.
or whatever.
Jesus.
No, dude. I think that.
I'm glad you said Jesus. Because I thought of, I didn't think I read this thing. It was like on the internet, and there's this idea that Jesus was a shapeshifter.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, like, he appeared differently to, like, everybody.
I like that.
And that,
Like a
Judas,
shapeshifter
like-
from Supernatural or
essentially.
Yeah.
okay, cool.
So, like, whenever, like, Judas, like, kissed him to, like, mark him, for, like, the shit,
Yeah.
that was so that everybody would know which one Jesus actually was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like
so it's
that.
like, man, motherfucker
Oh, shit.
could shape shift. And
But he
that
put a
seems
mark
cool.
on him, so he's like,
Yeah. So he's
Red
like,
X, bro, Red
yeah,
X.
now we know.
Yes. Hell
So-
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Damn, dude, that's the way to do it.
I like that theory.
But see, like, if you can tell a story and spin it good enough, I think you can make anybody believe, whatever you want them to. But I think a lot of people that sit in pews, especially the younger generation that are like, they hopped on and like, oh, some of this stuff don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our parents and our grandparents were blind faith. They didn't have a lot of things we do now. They
Right.
didn't, like TV and like radio and shit like didn't come out, like in your grandparents' day. Like they didn't have anything. So believing in church was like, my grandpa said the only reason he went to church was to find women to have sex with. Like that's the only reason why he went to church. But I think a lot of people in our age group and shit, they sit there faithless. They're in the pews and they're playing the part and saying the shit,
Right.
just because their family did, or that's what everybody's done. Like that's why I told you it was so hard. Like internally, there's choices that I make that I'm like, I want to make this for myself, like getting out of church or starting my own company and doing that. Like, and I feel internally wrong for it, but I'm like, dude, is that brainwashing, or I say brainwashing, but is that molding that they did when I was,
Indoctrination.
yeah, since I've been young. Like, I didn't go to college, or I dropped out after like 3 years of it. And it was like, I felt so bad for that. But why should I feel bad that I'm more mechanically inclined than
Right.
I am book smart.
You made a decision that was best for you.
But
that
it
went
made me feel
against-
terrible.
Yeah, it
Like,
went
yeah.
against society's expectations.
Society gives you a path. You know, it's like, oh, this path, I could just follow it. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then you get out there in the cut. You're like, oh shit,
In the
Fuck.
what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, and then you start to get anxious. You doubt yourself,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of.
I think a
pops
lot of
up in
people
other ways.
that go into college, right, right after high school, because that's what I mean. You remember your senior year? It was all about like what colleges you're signing up for, take the SAT, all that shit was geared towards like going to school.
Right.
And for 12 years prior, like you have been in class, like you've always went to school, you've always done this work. That's normality. Then you say you do 4 to 8 to 10 years of college because like that's just normality to up to this point. I've done this since I was a child, right?
Yeah.
Well, then you get out of that and then you're forced into the workplace. And then that's why a lot of college students, they're like, don't know what to fucking do after that because the work and real world doesn't match what you've been doing for the
Your
last
whole
25 years.
life.
Yeah.
Because the uncertainty of existence fucks people up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if they have a path to
set
follow,
pattern, yeah.
then they feel comfortable.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, now, what are you gonna do next? I don't
I
know.
don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I think that
Hope I
plays
don't
into
die.
the loneliness of like the company ownership because in a company, I'm told like, oh, we need pipe rent here. I need you to go through this drawing and do this. And here's the next step. If I don't know, here's the next step, you know. But with my own company, like, I mean, I make the choice to get up in the morning to the time I go to bed. I'm making choices for the company or getting work or doing the right thing while I'm working. It's so much different because that's why we're so good at being workers for other people because we've been told what to do from the time we, you know, could be in school to now. Like, we're just, that's why a lot of people don't step outside of the bounds because it's lonely, it's depressing, it's uncertain, it's anxiety stricken, it's fucking everything.
Yeah.
Because it's not fed. It's not, you don't know if it's right or wrong. Like, you know what I mean? There's
That's
no
good. That's
picture.
good for the masses, though.
Yeah,
You got too many chiefs,
Yeah.
not enough
I can see
Indians,
that.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucked. Everyone's like, follow me. No, follow me.
Hey, but look, me though.
So weird.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You can definitely. Some people just don't have the, I guess, conviction for it to do things themselves, to make their own decisions, to all that shit. So they do. People need to be told what to do.
Yeah.
I think in general, having some guidance and structure is a good idea as a whole.
Indeed.
Chaos would just be awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people are better built to, I
Handle
guess,
the
stray
chaos.
away than
Yeah.
others.
And I have I mean, pretty much, and that's why when I say lonely, it's because I have a lot of people that they work for companies. They're like, even you work for a company, but outside of that company, like you do what Ian wants to do. And you have your own set of thoughts and shit. And it almost seems like with the mindset of just being a drone worker, Indian, like even on their outside life, they're like doing what they're told.
Yeah.
Like they're getting the credit
Still,
card.
very much.
They're fucking racking up this debt, getting a mortgage that they can't fit. Like they're fitting into the mold that has been taught to us. Like getting a mortgage that's 3 times this or whatever the set thing is. They're so comfortable in that. Like, you know, the things you do, it seems like even with the company, and I've asked you that, were you happy in that job and shit? And you were like, yeah, because it gives you more time to think
do
and
the
do
stuff
what the
that you
fuck
want.
Ian wants to do. You know, and a lot of people don't give them that room, even on the outside of work and shit. When they're with their wife and stuff, the wife has to tell them what to do, or like vice versa, whatever. Like they need to be told, like this is what I
can't imagine ever going back to a company.
Not now.
No, I can do whatever I want whenever I want. I have shit that I have to do, of course, and I do it, but it's not like I have to be at my desk at 8 a.m.
And
doing
don't
these
do too many bathroom breaks, bitch.
right, like doing these specific things. Like I can do whatever I want throughout the whole day.
You
as
have
long
shit to
as-
do, but without the rigid structure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
like you're a farmer.
Yeah,
I
for
told
sure.
her even if I like we were down to our like last dollar, right? And I mean we were really fucking having to make moves. Like right now we're pretty laid back because we've luckily it's been good to us. But let's say it doesn't do good for us for like a year or two, right? And we're like down to the last dollar. I told her, I was like, even given like the option of like losing some things or having to get rid of some things, I'd fucking do that before I ever step back in it. Because once you detach yourself, it's almost like the church thing. I still have the feeling of like, I need to go back. But once you detach from it, right, and you step back and you realize like it was worse for me than it was good.
Yeah.
Now that I see like that structure, the locked up feeling of being with a company and being told what to do or whatever, I'll have a hard time ever going back to that.
I had a hard time finishing out the company job that I had to do. I mean, I had an end day, and I struggled every fucking day to get up, go there, act like I gave a fuck, and do what I was supposed to do. It was hard.
I think though, when I asked you about your job and stuff, like I don't think that they like that. Like if you worked in the warehouse that you do the security for, right? They're very fucking strict on what you can and can't do, I'm sure.
Right.
In a sense, you know what I mean? And you can't, you have to be here at this time, stuff like that. You have a position where they don't really they're not up your asshole all the fucking, that's like the best job to go somewhere where you don't really mind being there. And they're not up your asshole all the time telling you what to do. But that's the part, I don't think I could go back to a company knowing that the entire time I'm being fucked.
Right.
Like, if I make $22, but they're making $122 an hour for me, I'm being fucked.
Yeah.
And then they give me shitty benefits on top of it that aren't really that great. They just give me a bone. It's just the structure of being with a company, the structure of being like in Christianity or Judaism, whatever. I just fuck that, dude. If I have to ever go back to like the normality of society, I wouldn't fucking do it. But being okay with that, I think, is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Is like being okay with trying to step out of the path that everybody else is walking. I think that if people could work on that, like we'd have more people trying to step off that path.
Hell yeah.
No, dude, that fucking food is
I have only one more question.
Yeah.
Do you think that Austin Powers had a gold member?
Yeah, dude. Like the real Austin Powers or the guy?
I need to make an R-rated movie and just answer it.
Yes.
On another note, because speaking of dicks being shown,
Yeah.
What?
Bert Kreischer,
About that?
Yeah.
his show on Netflix,
Cabin.
don't fucking waste your time. It's a scripted fucking dumb. Don't waste your time.
It's a scripted, essentially reality show that's supposed to act like it's not scripted. Like he's
That's
just
dumb.
yeah.
And I love
He tried.
Bert Kreischer,
I mean, I truly enjoy. I feel like he's just an angel on earth. Like not even his comedy necessarily, just him as a
Just him as
person.
a
Which
dude.
he could be really terrible. I don't know, but he doesn't seem that way. I don't know, but he tried and missed the mark.
super like it's super obvious, but yeah. Anyways, they he's naked a lot in the show, right? But they put this like blur on his shit, but like the blur seems like the dude's like carrying a 13-inch dick, like soft.
I told him it looks like he's got a 10-inch dick soft. There's no way.
So we spent like an hour trying to find pictures of like Bert Kreischer's
You can't.
dick.
His dick is not on the internet. Can you believe it?
Can you believe that? I couldn't believe it.
What kind of world do we live in?
I want to see his dick. It's a bad world.
Bert, I need to see that dick.
I don't want to see it, but put it out there so they can see it.
Put it out so
You
my
wanna
sister
see
can
it,
see
bro.
it, please.
You
I
definitely.
mean, I'll
see it.
look, but I don't want to see it.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
come
Yeah,
on.
it's different.
You want to. You just don't know yet.
All right,
Dude,
let me see it, buddy.
Episode 82, man. If you have made it this far, you don't know the amount of appreciation that's inside of me right now. If you've made it this far, one last thing, could you fucking hit the subscribe thing wherever it's at? I know you can see it. Hit the subscribe. Comment, even if it's a question mark. I don't care. Exclamation mark if you like that too. Comment something.
Just a period.
Something.
Give us a
Something.
semicolon.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, like,
82.
comment, share. definitely hit the subscribe button and pass it on to your friends, man. That was episode 82 of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast.
Scat, scat, skibbity bop, bop, bop.
I'm an Italian magician
Wildly Uninteresting
today.
podcast.
All right.